Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 3 of Little Big Workshop. So the first couple of videos were mainly just working through the tutorial, and we've gotten to the point now where we're there's a few little bits and pieces in the game that we haven't been introduced yet that will sort of still pop up with our own little tutorial bits, but we're mostly at the point now where we can just kind of get on and do our own thing. We're currently working on these small shelves and these shovels, and we want to expand the factory, so we do need to get a good source of income coming in. Like many of these games, it's far too easy to expand too quickly, suddenly find out that you don't have any money left to pay your staff. So we want to try and work on market contracts that we can do relatively easily, that don't require us to really hire any more staff or buy any new equipment. There may be possibilities that we need to get the occasional piece of equipment. We do still have this challenge to do these bongos, and I would like to do that. Now, as I said before, bongo requires a gluing station. An issue we have at the moment is we don't actually have much building space left. If we wanted to go and increase our building space, we could go and do that. We probably should build a room down here, actually. That's probably the best thing for us to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and disassemble the forge for now. This will give us a little bit more room. And then I'm going to go into the construction tool, and hopefully we'll have enough money to build an additional room on here. And we'll go ahead and put in a door. And the door can go in just there. So this will be our new room. Luckily, it's not too expensive. And we will put some gluing stations in the new room. We could actually probably put that forge over here. No, it's in the way of this door. I mean, we could just stick it right in the middle of the room if we wanted to. Let's stick the forge in here. We'll leave this room free for the gluing stations, because we'll probably need a couple of them. I remember in my my other game that I was playing, I found that having a single I tried to do that mission without having any glue stations, because you can glue things together on the workbenches, but it takes an amazingly long time. So then I tried it with one glue station, and it almost worked. 2 glue stations is probably ideal. I think I actually did it with 1 glue station, but it was very, very close to failing. So we'll go ahead and deliver those shelves, because the price or the value is dropping. That'll bring us some more money in, which is a good thing. Let's close the market panel for now. So these are still being built. We're working on the shovels. There's probably other stuff that we could work on as well. We'll get a couple of gluing stations in there. I'm not sure whether or not we'll have them connected to a notice board, a work board. What are these things called again? These are a billboard. We don't necessarily need to have them connected to a billboard, so we should be okay. Some of our staff are flagging a bit. Probably at that point where we want to think about hiring somebody else, but I think we will be okay. Let's also have a look at the market and see if there's anything else that we could work on. So we're already working on the shovels, but the price is dropping. The price of these rakes is through the floor. These rubber ducks. Now, these rubber ducks are actually quite a decent price here. If we wanted to have a look at these, mostly you just need a painting table and you need an injection molder. So we could do that. Do we have a painting table already? I thought we had one for something, and now I'm not too sure. No, we don't have a painting table. So we might need to build yet another room if we want to have a painting table somewhere, which we could do. I mean, we could probably fit a painting table in somewhere, cram it into a corner. This room is probably a little bit smaller than it could have been, actually. Now that I've done this, and I'm sort of thinking it should have been bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and expand on this room if I can. Now, one thing I will say about... oh, that was a bit of a weird jank there. Can we get rid of these bits there and there? There we go. And let's get rid of this internal wall and make it one big room, if it'll let us. And that bit. I think that should work. Hopefully. Let's see what happens. Anyway, the idea is I want one big room. But what I was going to say is don't just make rooms massive, because it's very tempting to make one big room and cram lots and lots of it's very, very tempting to make one big room and try and cram lots and lots of stuff into the one room, but then you'll get so many penalties from the noise and having all the stuff in there. So, you know, a room like this, if we go and look at the room effect lens, this room already has a mood of -11 because there's so much noise from all of the machinery in there, especially when you start getting into the electric machinery, because that makes a lot more noise. And because this stuff takes up even less room than the manual workbenches, it's so much temptation to just cram a room full of them. And you can put plants and decorations and things in to try and reduce the noise and increase the comfort, but you do get diminishing returns when you start putting the stuff next to each other. So try not to end up with huge rooms. I'm hoping that this room can get sorted out, because I have asked for that wall to be deconstructed. Oh, it's because did I not hit the order button? It's saying that it can't be done because this wall hasn't been knocked out yet. Hopefully they will go and knock that wall down. Yeah, it doesn't... Well, it looks like it might be doable. Yeah, that wall's going to be knocked out and they're going to make this one larger. That should be fine then. So let's turn the comfort lens off. Let's just go on to normal speed. And we can deliver those shovels. That'll be some more money coming in. So is that wall actually going to get knocked down? Are you going to do that? Looks like you are. Excellent. So, we've just leveled up again. That means we've got some more research points. We've actually got 3 research points, but we haven't unlocked our first milestone yet because we need to deliver 100 products. So we should find something else that we can make. Again, the shelves aren't great. Now, these chairs are actually quite good. There's very little demand for them, but we could maybe get 16 of them out. So let's go and look at the wood. So we'll just do these from planks. They need straight cutting. That's fine. Now, this is fabric. So there's a couple of options here. We could either have stitched ones, or we could have ones that are from shaped wood. Now, we'll see if we can do the ones from shaped wood. Oh, that requires a lot of steps, cutting and gluing and all sorts in there. So how about if we were to just go for the stitched ones? So we could sew that in, but we would need a sewing station. That's not too much of a problem. And then we use the bender for the chair backs. That needs to be cut. And these need to be straight cut too. So everything... Okay, we would have to use some better wood on some of these options. You can deliver stuff that is of a better quality. Let's keep the colour all the same. So we do theoretically need a sewing station. We don't have one of those. Let's go ahead and find where we could put one. So we need a sewing station. Probably only need the one. And let's start utilizing the space that we have in here. So let's go and put the sewing station in first. And we will order that. So let's go back into blueprints. So our sewing is going to be done here. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 straight cuts, and we're going to link that to the now I should also I'm going to link that to this before I do that, because I'm not sure if it works well in this order. I'm going to go ahead and link this to, well, let me link it to that. Okay, fine. In that case, because they have to be exactly the same, so we'll take all the straight cut stuff and we will link that to the table saw, because that will be the quickest. The wood bending will go to the bending machine, of course, and then assembly will go to the assembly billboard. We are going to try and get out 15. We are going to do them in batches, and we're going to go ahead and execute. So that should all start coming in. We will have to wait for the sewing station, but that should be fine. We don't have a huge amount of money right now. which is a problem for us. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully this guy will get the wall finished. And I knew there was a piece of wall there that it, for some reason, it hadn't taken out when I asked it to. Let's go ahead and do that. And he might do it while he is here. But we will then need to get those gluing stations. Right, there's the sewing station in. So that is good. It probably wouldn't hurt us to have one more member of staff, but you can hire them pretty much instantly. So I'm not in a rush to go and do that. We're not forging anything at the moment, so we could go ahead and move the forge somewhere else. And in fact, I think I'll do that. I think I want to keep this room as clear as possible. So let's go ahead and move this and put it against this wall over here. And we would like to start making some plastic stuff as well, so we can get ourselves an injection molder, and we'll get ourselves a couple of gluing stations as well. But let's hopefully get some money from these chairs. We've got everything we need to start making the chairs. We're already chopping the wood. Somebody slipped there and managed to throw that through a wall, amazingly. So, yeah, now we're starting to work on the seats. So that's all good. This should work pretty quickly. Now, you can go into debt. It's not too bad, but it's always good to get some money coming in where you can. So yeah, we'll want an injection molder, we'll want a painting station, and we will want a couple of gluing stations as well. Let's see if we can, let's have a look, see how much those gluing stations are. They're not amazingly expensive. Well, 3,120, that's still quite expensive. And of course our assembly stations are going to be used on the simple chairs, so I don't really want to get the bongos queued up and blocking all that in for us. An injection press is 2,300, but then we'd need a paint station. That's probably the cheaper way of doing this for now. And that might be the way that we go ahead and do this. So we do need some money coming in. We definitely need to get some money coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and speed things up, because we're not really making any money right now. And so we are working on these chairs in batches, so if we can get them out 5 at a time, hopefully we can get some money back before they lose all of their value completely. Have a quick look at the market as well. So we've got 2 challenges now. We've actually got a challenge to make some chairs, and now we've got the sewing thing. That's even better. What was it we were making these chairs here? So yeah, the price is dropping slightly, although demand is now going up, which is nice. But let's not worry about the demand too much for now. Our ranking looks like it's gone up. Where are we? 16th. Excellent. And we really need to get some of these challenges done. That's the best way to get XP, actually, is to get the challenges done. So we're losing a little bit of money. In fact, these chairs are being put together incredibly quickly, actually. So we might not even need to wait for the batches, because we've already got 6 out of the 15. And we're part way through putting together some more of them. There's 7. There's an 8th one there that's about to complete. Yeah, I think we'll just wait till we've got them all. So because the market updates every 2 days, so these market values, these are every 2 days these get updated. You can see how long's remaining here. But under research, there's an option that you can get. I'm not 100% sure where it is now. I might have to scout around for it. But is this one, market prediction. So this one basically allows you to see where the market's going to be on the next day's tick. So you actually know whether the price is going to go up or going to go down. You don't have to guess at that. 12 of 15 done. Fine, you guys might as well complete. I think all of the individual parts are done at this point, so it's just assembly. So those guys are going to put that together. We are starting to run out of money, but it'd just be nice if you got it all done. So we'll just leave them to it. Come on, guys. Lots of bits and pieces to these chairs, which is why they take such a long time. And the final one will get done. And then maybe we'll start working on the rubber ducks, and at the same time we could start working on the chairs for the contract that we have. So that'll help out. So right, there's the chairs done. So let's go ahead and deliver those. That's a decent amount of money. There's 14 demand for them, but we do have a challenge to build a chair. So let's go ahead and do that, because we know that we've got all of the equipment that we need for them. So again, it's pretty much the same thing here. We're going to need the wooden legs. We're going to need the seat base. We're going to need the... now this one requires... why can't we do that one? Because that'd be ideal if we could do that. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, none of these would technically be good enough. Not even if we picked that for everything, because we fall down on the strength. Okay, so let's go for the basic wood on them all so that it's cheaper. And it's this one that we need to change. We can't do it with the bent wood. We need to do it with this one. Let me just clear this because something seems like it's gone a little weird. Right, there we go. This is what I want. Back to where we were. So all of these are just going to be normal wood. A stitched seat. You're going to be cut. So metal rods for the back chair legs. That's interesting. Those are the front legs then. We could do the front legs as metal rods as well, I suppose. Possibly. Yeah, do the front legs as metal rods. That's fine. Not the cheapest of materials, but let's go for it. Let's do metal rods for the legs. These are going to be some expensive chairs. We still need a jigsaw cut. So the stitching's nice and easy. That's going to be down on that. The assembly is going to be nice and easy. That just goes onto the billboard. The straight cutting, that's also nice and easy. That just gets done on the chop saw. The jigsaw cutting, let's go and do that on the workbenches. And then the molding will happen over there. That's all we need to do with that. Reconfiguration will be done before this job. That's fine. So let's go ahead and execute that because it's ready for production. So we're almost out of money now because we've just had to order the materials for that. But after these chairs get sold, that should solve our problem there. There we go. Good influx of cash. Almost definitely worth hiring another member of staff right now. As he just gets smashed into the ground. So let's also go and get the other stuff that we needed. In fact, there's a few things that we could get. What I'm tempted to do is go and get the bandsaw. So expensive though. Let's not get that for now because it will use quite a lot of our money. Let's go ahead and get the injection press. If I can get it on that wall, that'd be great. We'll get the injection press. And I'd also like to get the paint station. We'll put that next to the injection press. Not going to be the nicest room, of course. This will allow us to make simple things like, you know, rubber ducks. So a good source of income there. Hopefully it won't take us too long to make these chairs. I'm just going to speed things up a little bit until this other stuff arrives. And we still also need to then try and cram 2 gluing stations in here, but I think that'll be fine. So yeah, now we've got those, let's go ahead and just get that done straight away. So the price is dropping a little bit, but there's good demand for it. So let's go and plan this product. And this is just so easy. I mean, it's literally injection molding on the injection press and painting at the paint station. And then we can go ahead and, you know, set how many of these we want to do. Nice if there was a... Can you just type that in? Yes, you can. Let's go ahead and say we want to do, like, I don't know, 50 or something. Because they'll be amazingly fast. The other issue of having more staff is that your staff rooms cease to be able to cope. Because you can only have a certain amount of people recovering. It's down to these green dots on your coffee machines and vending machines, which do recharge, but then you're kind of forced to you know, buy more of them, get bigger rooms, put more tables in and things like that. So, you know, there's definitely an issue there. Here's the plastic pellets coming in for the rubber duckies. We should probably get some shelving installed in these rooms. Shelving allows them to stack things up on shelves rather than on the floor, which means you don't get slowed down by having to, like you can see here, they're having to tiptoe around stuff, which slows down their movement. So it's really worth doing that if you can. Probably expand the storeroom at some point. But stuff is going to get made now. This is good. So let's go ahead and speed things up. There's no point particularly just sort of waiting around. We've got almost 5 days left to complete the simple chair. And we're pretty much a quarter of the way done, even though we haven't actually assembled a chair yet. All of the parts are getting put together nice and quickly. There we go. We're now starting on the rubber ducks as well. It'll take a while to complete all those, but it's decent money. One thing I haven't done in a while is had a look at the machines. We can see some of them here are in need of a bit of repair. Most other things are quite good, so not to worry too much about that. And then when we've sold the chairs and when we've sold the rubber ducks, we can get the glue things that we need. Market, something has appeared. Is that another new challenge? I want us to make some simple tables as well. I'd love to do that, but not while we're currently working on the chairs. We won't accept it. This is another mistake you can make. It's very, very tempting to take on multiple contracts at the same time, and you're on a time limit. By all means, take on as many from the marketplace as you want, but don't take on multiple challenges unless they're completely separate processes using separate machines and you've got enough staff to run everything, because you just will not get them done. Somebody's collapsed here from exhaustion. So as you can see, we're already having a problem here now where our break room cannot cope. We simply do not have enough. We've got one green light here. We've got several people with a kind of low battery icon. So let's go around and put another one of these in. And hopefully this will sort of increase things for us a little bit. Everything just costs money. It's, you know, it's one of those. It's definitely one of those games where you have to spend a lot of money to make a lot of money back. So we're close to bankruptcy. If your money falls below negative 5,000, your factory will be forced to close. We're not near negative 5,000 yet. We've got a long way to go before we get there. We wouldn't even have that if we could have ordered this vending machine. We didn't have to order that vending machine. And the chairs are nearly done. And we can start selling the ducks as well. So we'll wait until we've got 10 ducks. Preferably all of the chairs done. I mean, the chairs are nearly completed anyway. God, these guys work fast. That's another chair done. So that's 11 of the 15 chairs done already. Okay, there's 10 ducks. Let's go ahead and deliver those. That'll get us out of the red. And then the chairs are almost done. Ah, milestone completed. There we go. We've delivered 100 products. So this is excellent. So there's quite a few things that we can get here. We definitely want to get wood production too. So unlock the ability to upgrade your experienced operators to wood specialists. Specialists are much more efficient in a specific field, but they're also more expensive and require a high level of comfort than ordinary operators. We don't want to go too crazy with them, but it's definitely worth getting some of those. It'll also be really good for us to get ourselves the marketing one, and I'll probably leave it at that for now because the phone's ringing. We need to go ahead and answer that. So we have a new mission here, do we? No? Yes? No, not right now we don't. But we will have. We've got a new milestone. We need to deliver 50 or more medium products and earn 75,000 on market deliveries. Get a reputation of at least rank 3 with one client and have a net worth of at least 150,000. So it's going to take a while to do all of that, but we will get there. I haven't upgraded anybody to this yet. I'm aware of that. Direct marketing. Your clients may offer you additional contract at the start of each new cycle. Assembly specialists is also useful as well. Reduce the risk of falling by 50%. Let's go ahead and take that. Okay, so with those spent, we're going to go into our staff roster here, and we're going to pick some of these guys, and we are going to make them into wood specialists. Not all of them, because they are more expensive, but we'll do 3. We work with more wood than anything else. So we've now got 3 people who are wood specialists. Did they actually... Oh, we don't have the money to do it, that's why. There's a direct cost. I thought it used... Sure, when I played before it didn't, but we will upgrade them as we get there. So we are in the positives now with our money, just. Still working on ducks, still getting the chairs done. Do we have any new challenges? We do not. But we now have the medium stuff. And you remember me saying about how much more complex the medium stuff was. Even if we just take something here like this chest of drawers and we look at planning product, you can instantly see there's a lot more going on here. There's a lot more parts to this process. If we go in and look at something like, for example, these little catapults, you know, these, you can zoom out here. These things are absolutely insane with how many different processes there are. And we've got straight cutting, we've got gluing, we've got lathing, we've got jigsaw cutting, we've got bending, we've got assembly, we've got more gluing, we've got sort of shaped crafting. That's a lot of stuff going on right there. So yeah, these things are really, really tricky. And even on my other game where I just sort of started to learn the ropes, I haven't got as far as really trying to build any of the medium stuff. And because the stuff is so complicated and it takes so long to build, you can really easily bankrupt yourself because you buy all of the machinery, you buy all of the materials you need, but it just takes so long to actually get the first ones off the production line that you can drive yourself into a bankruptcy. The final chair is done. So let's go ahead and deliver that and allow us to complete our contract and actually put some money back into the bank. It's giving us the potential bankruptcy warning again there. But off goes the van. So he has paid us for that. Excellent. That'll probably give us another challenge. Still working on those rubber ducks. That's fine. So let's go back into the market and basic tables. Let's go ahead and work on these. I don't think these are very difficult. We're not seeing the correct thing here because I'm not on the right thing. Plan product. So this should be relatively straightforward. Again, we don't have a glue station. We really should get one. Let's go ahead and get at least one glue station right now. So we'll go ahead and get a glue station. You can go here next to that. We'll get that ordered. Okay, it's only a single one, but it'll be fine for this particular product. So we are going to... How many straight cuts have we got? Just one straight cut. So you're going to be done on the chop saw. Then we've got one lot of gluing, which will be done on the gluing station. This operation require... Oh, there's a few options we've got here. Either bending metal, cutting metal. Now this makes life a little bit difficult because we don't have a metal lathe for these. The wood lathe ones will not do because we need something that specifically has the strength. So we either need a metal bending machine or we need a metal cutting machine or a metal lathe. And if we pick any of these, there's going to be other... Well, we need to cast anyway, that's fine. So we need to get an advanced lathe. I think that's fine. I think we can manage with an advanced lathe. So that's going to be done on this. And we don't have an advanced lathe. We need to get one. That's going to cost us a fortune. We can just get a metalworking station. But if we get an advanced lathe... That's just a lathe. We don't even have the option for an advanced lathe. Okay, fine. Let's just go ahead and get the metalworking station then. Probably need to get the metalworking station before it will allow us to get an advanced lathe. So I think you do find that with some of them. It says that when you order them, they unlock new things. So we can go back into planning this. That gets connected to the lathe. Assembly, as always, we go to the billboard. And... yeah, I think we just execute that. That is ready to go. You're lacking the cash to execute the plan. Well, that's not good. So what we're going to do is get out of there. We are going to deliver as many of these rubber ducks as we can to get some more money coming back in. Hopefully get a little bit of... Now, you can sell stuff. If you get desperate, you can sell stuff that you might not necessarily be using. There's our cash injection. So let's go ahead and execute that now. So we've got the gluing station, which we'll use for the bongos when need be. So yeah, there's quite a few processes that need to go on with the table. So I don't really want to take too much. Let's get stuff fixed, actually. I don't want to take on too many other challenges, too many other contracts right now, because we'll be in a situation where we are not easily able to complete everything. The ducts are almost done. What are the ducts like on the market? See, the value is dropping. We can see this because we took that research, that our value is dropping, and so is the demand. We do have enough money to upgrade at least one member of staff to make them into a wood specialist, so let's go and do that. That was a lot of money to drop when you don't have an awful lot left, and I believe the game does prioritize. If you've got a woodworking specialist, it will try and make sure that they go on woodworking jobs rather than having them do something else. So you can see the person cutting the wood is this person here. Can we actually... Oh, you've just collapsed. Which worker are you? Bethany, yeah, that's you, and you've just collapsed, unfortunately. So our one wood specialist that we've just spent a lot of money on has just collapsed. We've got a few people that have collapsed, actually. And yeah, you can see that this room here really isn't keeping up with the demand for all of our tired staff. And that is a big problem. We're potentially facing bankruptcy again, but we're still making money from these rubber ducks. So we'll keep that going. The table should be done. 3.5 days remaining. We're 28% of the way through. These people will wake up and get back to work. Losing money. And what was that? Something? Was that another contract? Another challenge? Well, we still got the bongos. We knew about that anyway. I think that just tells you when the market gets upgraded. Here's this market manipulation where somebody's reducing the value of other things. A lot of the stuff here isn't worth an awful lot, but again, you can see when the value of things is going up. So sometimes, like these shelves, right, the demand is going to drop, but the value's going up. Sometimes it's worth looking at this, and you can see something that currently isn't worth much, but the value is going to go up. Like this, for example, these chairs. Simple chair, the value is going to go up and the demand is going to go up. So it's probably worth queuing some of those up and starting to work on them. So if we go ahead and plan, there's no point planning that actually right now because we don't have any money. But once we can start planning that, we can start making some money from it. So, you know, people don't like these rooms, and when the rooms are noisy and have a low comfort level, it means people get tired more quickly, which means they spend more time in the staff room recovering, or in our case, not recovering. Let's go ahead and deliver these. So the demand for these is dropping through the floor. That has completed a milestone for us. Direct marketing. Assembly specialists can be useful. We've got most of these now. Eco-friendly materials. More options to work with is a bonus. They may save you a couple of trees. So yeah, having more materials to work with is never a bad option. Hopefully selling those ducks is going to give us some more money. Because we're pretty low right now. There we go. That's put us back into the positive. So we've already started working on these chairs, these tables. They take up a lot of space, but now we've got some money. Let's go back into that planning mode and we'll do these simple chairs. So we'll do the easier options where we can. We'll bend the wood because we're not doing that anywhere else, and we'll chop the wood. So yeah, so you got OBS board. It's a lot more expensive, but it does give you a better look. Not as strong, though. We're going to have to go dark wood with these. That's the chair back. Yeah, if we've got to go dark wood, I suppose we go dark wood with them all. That can just stay the same because it's just colours, really. Okay, so chop, chop, chop. Straight cuts are all going to go to the table saw. Bending of the wood's going to go to the bending machine. Sewing is going to go to the sewing station. and assembly is going to go to the billboard. Obviously, we're prioritizing chairs at the moment. Sorry, we're prioritizing the tables at the moment, which is for a client. So we won't start... I mean, we might actually start working on some of this stuff if we've got staff free and workstations free. But let's get the tables out of the way first. We could also, if we wanted to, work on like more ducts, but the demand's going down, so it's not really worth it for us. Hats are usually a good one to work if the sewing station is free. I think I've mentioned that before. There's a few things here that you can do. It's worth keeping your eye on them. Definitely want to get these bongos done. But we're using a gluing station, and our staff are just collapsing left, right, and centre at the moment. So we really need either a second break room or to upgrade the one we've got. Maybe it would help if we could get like a plant or something in here, like a little decoration. You know, anything that might help a little bit. Because there are corners where you can't always get stuff in anyway that are kind of at that point you're like, well, this, you know, this corner's now useless. So let's go ahead and just put like one of these big stupid plants in that'll make everybody feel happier. Costs a lot of money, but it's worth doing in the long run because your staff have less downtime. Don't know what the deal is with this big stupid plant. It takes up a lot of space, but it makes a huge difference to the mood of the room. I mean, look at this. The room is at -21, and this thing's giving it +20. So it was at least what -46 before we put those in. Well, yeah, because it was just no positives at all. So, you know, you really want to keep the working mood as good as possible. I'm aware that this video now has gone on for over 30 minutes, so I'm going to end it very, very shortly. Probably it's a good place as any. I was going to wait until the tables are completed, but that looks like it's going to take a while. So, thanks very much for watching. I hope you are still enjoying Little Big Workshop. I will see you on the next video after I tell them to repair that before it explodes. In fact, let's queue up a few things. I was just about to end the video, but the problem with this game is you can't pause it. So there we go. I will try again. Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you guys on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.